Today, I'm going to talk about guaranteed success and how you can achieve guaranteed success in just 4 steps. You can even start this today. Hi there everyone, I hope you're doing well. If you don't already know who it is, it's the one and only, the true Alex J. It's important to know that there's 5 different types of success. There's financial success, there's academic success, there's health success, there's relationship success, and then there's freedom. And freedom I would count as a success because it's something that not everyone has, but it's something that I believe everyone is striving for. Everyone wants freedom. It just depends on what kind of freedom that they want. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through each of the different types of success and how you can achieve them, and then I'm going to give you the exact 4 steps that you can use to achieve success in any field. Guaranteed success in any field. So the first one, I'm going to talk about financial success because I guess that's what a lot of people want. Now, it's important to know, like, how much money would you consider success? Now, some people, they're like, I want to make $1 million or $1 billion or $1 trillion or whatever, but what realistically, how much do you need to change your life, to impact your life and give you that freedom, right? You don't really need $1 million or $2 million. Like, even if you had like $20,000 a month coming in, I think you're going to be doing okay. Me personally, I'm not a millionaire, okay? I make about $30,000 a month, give or take. That's the kind of average. So I'm not a millionaire, but I am financially free, and I'm really happy with the lifestyle that I'm able to live. I'm still able to have fun. So how much do you consider success? And I think that it's a real thing that you need to sit down and say, right, this is what I consider success, and then you've got to work out how you're going to achieve it, which is the next step is, what are you willing to do to achieve it? So if you said $1 million, what are you willing to do to get there? Like, are you going to work this many hours? Are you going to have to learn about this new technique? Are you going to have to go into, like, let's say you want financial success in the lawyer's field, then obviously you're going to have to do a lot of research in that kind of direction. So you have to say, like, what are you willing to do to achieve that success? Then you've got to come down and say, how much are you willing to sacrifice to achieve it? Because if you're looking at just like $30,000 a month like me, right? I don't have to sacrifice that much. I have to sacrifice time, I have to sacrifice money. That's absolutely fine. I'm fine with that. However, in order to achieve $1 million or $2 million or $3 million a month, you have to sacrifice a lot more time and be a lot more dedicated and spend less time with your family. It kind of depends on the business model that you have, but initially you certainly will have to spend less time with your family and less time with your friends, and focus purely on building your business. So you have to say, what are you willing to sacrifice? Now, in terms of academic success, now something that I didn't really achieve in school, but that's kind of my point. What are you willing to do to become successful academically? Well, first you need to work out what kind of success do you want academically, because you don't want to know a lot of everything, but you're not a master of anything. You know the saying, jack of all trades, master of none. You don't want to be that, right? You'd rather master one. So you need to say, look, this is what I want to become an expert in academically, and this is how I'm going to get there. So then you need to say, okay, this is what I want. I want to be like the best lawyer, or I want to be the best dancer or whatever. And a dancer is still being successful academically, by the way, because you still have to learn about the muscles, and you have to learn how to do the certain dance moves and everything else. So you want to learn from the best. You want to find the best person in that field, and then you want to learn from them as much as you can. And there's other experts that you can go to for advice as well, but you really want to focus on the top person. You don't want to learn from number 2 or number 3. You want to really go for the top person. You really want to make sure that it's something that you're passionate about, especially when it comes to learning, because learning can be really boring. So you want to make sure, look, this is something that I'm passionate about, it's something that I really want to do. And that way, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to put in that time and that dedication and persistence to be able to go through and actually learn to become a master. And that's kind of the next step, is you want to become an expert. You don't just want to be another one. You want to be an expert in that field. And if you're an expert, then you're going to achieve academic success because other people are going to want to learn from you rather than you having to learn from other people. So Albert Einstein, he said something along the lines of, don't just thank me, but and my academic success, but I'm standing on the shoulders of giants. And that's because he's learned from other people, and then he just went that next step. And that's exactly what you want to do. There's a great example, which is his name is Neil deGrasse Tyson. If you haven't seen that guy, he's absolutely incredible. He's like one of the best science people right now. The guy's on a completely different level. Like, you can talk about anything. You can talk about quantum physics. You can talk about the universe, gravity, about these planets, like what would happen if this, or explain this to me. And the guy knows it all. There was a great podcast that I was listening to, and they said that he would be like the perfect dad, because when your kid comes home from school and they got questions about their homework, he would be able to answer all those questions because he actually knows, rather than the average Joe. And he's like, okay, well, if we put like a nucleus with a proton and then we times it by a square root of 9, how does that work out in the gravitational field? And most of us would be like, I don't know. But Neil would know the answer. By the way, I know what I just said made no sense if you're good at science, but I'm not an expert, and that's kind of the point. Again, with health, you need to say, what would you consider healthy? How far do you want to go with it? Do you really want to be the healthiest person, or do you just want to be healthy? Because there's an extreme. Like, how healthy do you want to be? Like, how far do you want to go with it? Like, most people wouldn't want to go to the extremes and try and be the healthiest person in the world, because it's like, you got to exercise like this, you got to eat exactly like this. And if that's what you want, if that's what you consider success, then go for it. Like, you need to look at those people that are already doing it and are already in that field and go all out. But if that's not exactly what you want, you just want to be healthy, like the ordinary kind of healthy, and not go on the extreme side, then it would be really important for you to just kind of look at the extreme side, look at what they're doing, and then kind of say, right, I don't want to get to there. I want to kind of just get here. So I'm going to take a lot of the stuff that they're doing. I'm going to learn from the best, but I'm not going to do all of it because I don't want that crazy life. Like, there's extremes like Ronnie Coleman. Like, you might say, I want to be fit, I want to be healthy, I want to be big. I don't want to be like Ronnie Coleman. Like, Ronnie Coleman is big. Like, he's huge. And that's no offense to anyone that wants to be a bodybuilder. If that's what you aspire to, absolutely fine. It's not my thing. But the point is that you look at like the extreme side of it and say, is that what I want to achieve? Or do I want to achieve a little bit of what he's got? In which case, I still want to learn from the best. I want to take exactly the stuff that he's doing, and I can apply small sections of that to my own life so that I can get bigger and I can get stronger. Now, relationship success, whether it be a relationship with friends or whether it be a relationship with someone that you love and that you want to have a successful marriage, in which case you need to work out quite a few things. You need to work out, who are you? Who are you? And you could be like, yeah, I'm Alex J. Okay, but cool, but who is that person? You need to break it down and say, this is who I am, and this is where I want to be. Okay, this is really important. You need to say, this is who I am, and this is who I want to be. Because most people, very, very rarely, are you exactly where you want to be. So this is who I am, this is where I want to be. And then you've got to try and work out how to get there. Along with that as well, you want to work out, who is your ideal partner? You can't say, this is who I am, this is who I want to be, right, hopefully someone comes. You need to be proactive. You need to say, okay, this is the kind of person that I want to attract. And again, this kind of goes to the thing where you're learning from the masters. You can say, well, I want to be a more positive person. Then learn from positive people and apply that to yourself. And then you can become the best person of you. You become the expert of yourself. So you can say, this is the kind of ideal person that I want. I want this person to be funny. I want this person to be beautiful. I want this person to have an interest in science like me. I want this person to have the same financial goals and same vision of life. Because you might get with someone and they're funny, they're pretty, great, and they're very generic, by the way. But then the problem could be later on where you're like, for example, me, it's like, right, I want to buy loads of properties, I want to own loads of different properties, and I'm going to rent them all out, and then I want to make loads of money that way. So my life is there's a lot of money on my mind. I'm always thinking about the next thing. The thing is, if I can't have a partner that can do that with me and that doesn't have the same vision, then it's not going to work, because they'll get stressed out like, I just want to go on holiday. It's like, no, I don't want to go on holiday. I want to be working. I'm working now so that I don't have to work later on in the future. Like, I know what I want to achieve. I don't want my kids to have to go through the grind that I went through. I want them to be able to be financially free. I want them to be able to enjoy life. I want them to be able to do charity stuff and help different people. Like, that's my goal. That's what I want. So if you can't align with that, then it's not going to work. freedom. Now, freedom, again, you have to say, what kind of freedom is it that you want to achieve? Do you want to achieve a great freedom where you can just travel around the world and do whatever you want? Or is it the kind of freedom where it's just like, I don't have to work as much? Or is freedom to you being able to help your family so that none of them have to work? And obviously, that's not just your freedom, that's like family freedom. So you might have to sacrifice a lot in order to help them. So you need to work out what is freedom to you and how do you achieve it and who do you learn from. There's 4 steps that you must take for guaranteed success in any industry. And no matter what kind of aspect of life, whatever area in life, you can get guaranteed success with these 4 steps. The 4 steps are as follows. Identify what you want. Identify who is the leader in that field, like the current leader right now. Learn from the leaders. So learn from that expert, maybe learn from who they learned from and who they learned from. Learn all of that. And then you yourself become an expert. And that's exactly the point. So you learn as much as you can, you become an expert, and then you have to start going out on your own. You have to start testing things on your own and coming to your own conclusions, because that's how you break away from the people that you were following previously and become your own industry leader. So you learn from them, stand on the shoulder of giants, and then you go the next step where you start coming up with your own ideas and conclusions. And that's when you take it to the next level and people identify that you are a leader in your field. Then you have to implement action. You have to take action on it. It's all good and well learning and everything else, but you have to actually take action. Whether that be studying a lot if you want academic success, whether it be reaching out to the leaders in that industry and trying to get a communication going, whether it be, and you might not get communication first time. You might have to try and message them like 50, 60, 70, 80 times and showing them the conclusions that you're drawing on your own because you've learnt from them. And you can say, look, I've kind of came to this conclusion. This is how I got there. What do you guys think? And then next thing you know, you're mingling with the experts because they're like, hey, this person's onto something. So you yourself become an expert mingling among other experts. By implementing action, you are guaranteed success. If you do these 4 steps, identify what you want, identify who the leader is in that field, learn on your own, learn from those leaders, take the next step and go that 1 step further and implement action, I guarantee you will achieve success in no matter what field you're trying to achieve. This is something that I have personally implemented into my own life, and it's something that I do, and it's why I've achieved the level of success that I have. I'm not where I want to be yet because I know who I am and I know who I want to be and I know how I'm going to get there because I'm learning from the leaders. Yesterday I ended up in a conversation for about 30 minutes with a billionaire, and it was only 30 minutes, but it was mind-blowing what this guy just trickled down to me, and I was like, whoa, like my whole perspective changed when he was explaining about the types of companies that you want to invest in and investments that you don't want to do, and there was so much in that conversation that's incredible. I really, really hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, please make sure to press that like button. Please leave a comment below. Tell me what kind of success are you trying to achieve, and who is it that you're going to learn from, or if you've already achieved a kind of success, tell me what kind of success have you achieved so far. I really hope that you have enjoyed this video. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel where we give out advice for entrepreneurs and business owners and help you achieve success in business and in life. In the meantime, peace.